Kyle Ramos here, strongmangoodmen.com. So what is hypergamy, right? What is hypergamy? Well, hypergamy is the idea that men and women alike are always trying to make sure they have the best possible option in a mate. So you have to remember these things through the lens. We have to look through the lens of what were our ancestors facing, right? Our ancestors were facing constant threats of all sorts. So you wanted to make sure that you were going to have the best options. Now, for men, they always want the best option as far as, I want to spread my seed, and what can I get? What is the best option I can get for that? And that has to do with healthy, vibrant women who are going to be good mothers, right? Now, on the other side, for women, they're always looking for, is this guy going to be able to give me the best possible genetics and take care of me once I have children, the beta need side. So this is more geared towards men. So we're going to talk about what women look for in men, and why, and why the hypergamy is the way it is. So from a woman's perspective, if when she got with you, you were super ambitious and you wanted the world, and you wanted to move up the chain or start your own business or whatever it is that you wanted to do, become a doctor, become a lawyer, whatever, right? But for whatever reason, 8 years later, you have 2 kids that are, 4 and 6. And now you're like, well, I was going to medical school, but this happened, or I was going to be a lawyer, but I couldn't pass the bar on my first try, and whatever the case may be, or I was moving up the corporate ladder and I got to the, store manager level, and if I'm going to be the district manager, I might have to move and this and that. You make all these different excuses and you stagnate, and you start watching TV and too many football games with too many Bud Lights and too many Doritos. Well, a woman's not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy. And people might say, well, love is forever, and whatever. Stop watching Disney movies, okay? This is not the case. This is not true. Don't let these movies lie to you. The reality is that we have to remember that we're looking through this of how we evolved, right? How we got here today. We got here today because if there was a lazy bum for a man and the woman stayed with him, she'd probably end up dead, okay? If there was a guy who was a pretty good hunter, but he said, I don't want to hunt today, we have a little bit of extra meat and we're going to be all right. But then for some reason, he waited to go hunting and he didn't go hunt. And the herd that they were following, for some reason, really took off in a direction they didn't expect, and then they couldn't get any meat. They would die. Her and her children would die. She could not stay with the lazy guy. It wasn't possible. So women are always looking for their best option. So you have to be their best option. Even if you're with a woman, even if you're married, you have to remain her best option. And these are subconscious things. That's why a lot of divorces are spurred from, oh, I lost my job and she left me. Well, yeah, she left you because you were no longer the best option, and she wants a man who can take care of her and her children. Now, you could say this is unfair, whatever. That's all fine and dandy. But the reality is these are evolutionary adaptations that allowed for you and I to be here. Without these adaptations, if a guy was able to knock up a woman and have a kid and then just rest on his laurels, your ancestors would have died and you wouldn't be here. So you can be mad about these things or whatever you want, say it's not fair. It doesn't matter. The reality is that if you are not the best option, she's going to go find the best option. And that's because if she didn't look for the best option constantly in our ancestral times, her and her children would have died. Okay? And so you wouldn't be here. So women develop these adaptations to always be looking for their best option that was going to give them the best option of survival. It all had to do with survival. So that's what hypergamy is, and that's kind of why we have it. A lot of men, I hear, they complain about hypergamy, or they talk about hypergamy, about how women are always looking for their best option. It is true, but there's a reason for it. whether you like it or not. But maybe if you understand the reason a little bit better, you'll understand why it's important to make sure that you're always the best option. Because this is all subconscious, obviously, right? These are evolutionary traits that happen subconsciously. But if subconsciously a woman's mind is telling her, you got to leave this guy, or you're going to die, your kids are not going to make it, that's a pretty strong force to be reckoned with. So anyways, that's hypergamy, generally basically what it is and why it's an issue for men, and why women look for their best option always. Anyways, again, thank you guys for listening. If you like the content, check out the website, strongmengoodmen.com. You can also please like the video, comment if you have any questions, or you can go to strongmengoodmen.com. You can ask a question there. You can join our group, like-minded men trying to help each other out, and you can get one-on-one coaching there as well. Thank you.